there, my friends. Welcome to the Glow Up Method. Look at me. Look at this. Hello there. The Glow Up Method is a place where we talk all things growth, transformation, evolution, all about discovering who it is you are, leading into it, living a life that makes you proud, making decisions that connect and align with who you are. Hello there. My name is Natasha, and I am so thrilled to be your host today. Hi, look at it. I made it. Today I am filming from my room, office, gym, all of the above. I made it up here, and in some ways I've missed these purple walls. It is nice to be able to come up here and film today. There is a basketball game going on downstairs. I just cooked. It's simmering on the stove. I made a rigatoni with some mozzarella on the garlic bread. So we have a full-on Italian feast that's going to happen later on this evening. But for now, I'm here with you, and I am so lucky and blessed. It's 3 weeks and 1 day since my surgery. So I'm 21 days post-op. And again, as more and more time goes by, I'm even more grateful to be here. I'm becoming more and more myself, which feels great. I felt like some days I'm just negative and hurting and whiny and missing the things that I love. And now I feel like I'm at that halfway mark where it's hey, this 3 weeks actually kind of went by fast. I can do this another 3 weeks and even have all of the progress I'm making start compounding. Huge progress today. Went to my post-op appointment. I am down one drain. My least producer, the one that was the most irritating, he's gone. Goodbye. Love you, Drain. You did your job. But now I've got one workhorse that's going to be helping me to get the rest of my swelling out. I've been doing my own kind of little bit of massage, but I was cleared to do a lymphatic massage, which I've never done one. Went to a place and had one done. But I've been doing a ton of research. Sorry, it got a little chilly and I don't want to get myself sick here. I have been doing a lot of research on it, and I'm actually kind of excited because I really do feel like things are kind of clogged up here. My body is recovering from not one but two things: surgery and then an internal bleed. So it's got a lot going on. My doctor also did say, which really did make me feel pretty good. She was saying it looks phenomenal. She's like, I am so stoked for you. She's like, how far are you out? She's like, 3 weeks. She's like, no, you look good. There's nothing opening up. It looks so good. She's like, I can't wait to take a picture and show it to the main surgeon guy, because it's a surgical team. And I am that made me feel so much better. That's what I said. I'm like, well, I don't really know what it's supposed to look like. To me, it looked like Frankenstein. To me, it looks very bruised and so swollen that I haven't been this swollen since I was pregnant. She really liked the new binder I got. She's like, I love that it's adjustable and it really holds in your curves and stuff like that. So I feel like I was doing really well. I'm still, doing my little process. Still, I took that drive, wipes me out, came home, I talked to my son for a little bit. Nighty night, nappy time. I've been doing the red lights at night and in the daytime when, why not? I don't know if it does anything, but it sure doesn't hurt. So I have my red light on. Just, listening to the healing music. As you can tell from my sun-kissed, glow, I've been spending some time in the sun almost every day. And whether it be 2 minutes, 5 minutes, I've really been doing kind of earthing, I've said on here all the time, I truly believe in my heart of heart that the best healing, the best care you can give yourself is kind of a blend between an Eastern and a Western medicine approach. I do believe in all the wonderful things that a doctor in Western medicine can give you, but I also do believe in the healing and the reconnecting benefits of the Eastern medicine. And so for me, and kind of the foofy thing. So like I said, getting outside, putting my feet in the grass, just being around the nature, listening to the birds. I don't know. I feel this bigger connection. And especially after everything I've been through, I feel like there's this bigger force than just me, and that, I am not alone in this. And it's just beautiful to kind of get sun-kissed and worship like the sun like that. And, you know, I chatted with my neighbors, you know, they come by, what's going on? What do you do? And these, you know, powerful women that are around me that kind of give me this extra boost of, I can do this. And I'm really excited for that. My project that I was so procrastinating on since 2019 and it's 2025 is like really coming through. Like tomorrow, like I met with people already at the site last week. Now tomorrow I'm meeting with people again. I've signed contracts. I've given retainers. Like it's moving, like it's going. And again, this is something that makes me really proud. A lot of people have a lot of opinions on what I should be doing with this project. And for me, I really needed to connect with my why. I really needed to connect with the who the gift was from. I really needed to connect just all of these dots, but also make it my own. See, that's what it is, right? We get a gift, whether it be a gift of knowledge, a lesson, maybe a monetary gift, maybe a physical gift. It is up to us to take this gift and then decide what we do with it. Do we keep the gift? Do we embellish it? Do we make it better? Like at Christmas time, I love glitter. Like I love glitter and sparkle all the time, but I love it extra Christmas. And so many times I'll get something or I'll find something and it's beautiful, but with just a little bit of glitter sometimes. And believe me, I have gone on the dark side and like, I have made things look like straight on Vegas. I was like, listen, this has got to go. This is, I don't know what in the glitter and bling I was thinking, but this is Vegas, baby. This isn't going with the theme here. But sometimes just embellishing it and making it your own is something you can look at and say, yeah, no, I didn't make this whole sign and I didn't paint it and I didn't do all these things, but I made it my own. And so like anything you hear on here, anything you hear on any of the other Mel Robbins, you know, Tony Robbins, all these Robbins, any of them, you hear anything, my interpretation is you take that information, you let it spin around and you let it simmer within you, and then you spew it out and make your own. A recipe too. Like, yeah, sure, it's cool to follow a recipe word for word, you know, ingredient by ingredient. And especially if you're a baker, you know, that's a little more scientific. But I am one that is like all about making it your own. And sometimes it's even better. And sometimes it's a fail, but you make it your own. Like, I don't like onion, so I put a little bit of onion in things that like needs to cook. And if it's anything with a raw onion, ain't going in there. Like, I'm not doing the raw onion. I'm not crunching into a raw onion. It's just not my thing. Or raw garlic. Like, I just, you know, if it's cooked and it's simmered, cool, but no. So, you know, that's what I think this life is about. It's not just about regurgitating something somebody else told you. It's about taking that information, letting it simmer, and then giving it back out. You know, like I said here, I was on the Facebook thing. I saw a lady who had a very similar experience to mine, except for her doctor did the aggressive approach. Mine did the least aggressive approach and made me do the aggressive, made me do all the fighting. It was like, oh, we're not going back in and we're not giving you blood, girl. You got this. And it was like, I always have to struggle. Like, where's my support? And you know, there was a couple days, these last few days, that I was like, I don't know, I feel like maybe I'm internally bleeding still and it's just new blood and it's and I started getting kind of worked up, and I asked the questions to him and he's like, no, there's no indications that you're bleeding. You know, there's nothing, everything is, you're doing great. That color is old blood. Like, it's just getting out the stuff that was in there. So all these things, like all of these things that I was stressing on and worrying about. And so, yeah, maybe I am better off that I didn't do it. And again, like there were times that I was like, I knew I couldn't have done it. But then, you know, when I was stronger, I was like, hey, maybe I would have gotten stronger fast. Or maybe I would be further along in my journey. But that's just not my journey. Like, that's just not the way it was. I often, you know, I take the harder road and I learn a lot, but I also share what I learn. Like there was like I said, another lady who had struggles, and I was like, here are some of the things, because her husband had to go to work and she was really nervous about it. I'm like, here are some of the things that helped me. That lanyard thing, let me explain it, because I knew people said it, but I was like, what am I going to do with a damn lanyard? Like when I saw a picture, I was like, oh, now I get it. And it unlocked a new level for me in the shower. These drain holder things unlocked a new level just to have the use of my hands. You know, I like to talk with my hands, so, you know, I need to do things with my hands too. But I'm really excited. I, again, like, you know, was really terrified to see myself. I was really terrified to do this thing. I always had this like almost like premonition and intuition where I would think about Kanye's mom and how she didn't survive. And I talked about it with my therapist just like the day or two before. Um, and then here I was facing a medical crisis myself, but the favor, like she said, is always on my side. So I may be in a medical crisis, but I wasn't at home. I wasn't, somewhere else. I was in a hospital. I was safely taken care of. There were people around me when it happened, because death is silent. It's not loud. Like, I collapsed and was, besides my gasping of air, had there not been a nurse or Chris in there, nobody would have known. Like, I couldn't tell anybody. I just said, I don't feel good, and then gone, So I think the important thing is to disseminate, like, is to process, is to utilize what it is that helps you, and then to share. Like, we are all here to help, empower, grow together. And especially as women, girls, we are so much stronger together. Like, we could take over the world. Like, seriously, there is nothing a woman can't do. I mean, I think about it, like I say, I was giggling because here it was, Chris had a common cold and he's in his house, hunkered down, has food, has all these things, minimal movement, watching TV. And I'm over here recovering from major surgery, recovering from internal bleeding. And I'm cooking meals, grocery shopping, getting the groceries delivered, telling the kids to sweep, telling the kids to do this, hanging out, getting up, getting my own, taking care of myself, getting these things on. Yes, they would help grab stuff. Mostly I would tell them, can you help this? Or can you help grab me this? I could pour a juice. I can't even pick up a damn heavy thing myself, right? I can't pick up a full juice or a full milk or anything like that. It's at the end I can do that. But I'm like, I've made it this far, and they were like, it's looking good. We're gonna steer the course. I am not in the mood to have any wounds opening or anything else. Like, so it was really fun for me today. I don't know, I was in a Fergalicious mood. I don't know, just was like just playing in my head, and it was like I was in the kitchen kind of like doing my own little dancey dance, and I just felt like, even though it's like this, like doo doo doo, like in my head it's still all big and bold and crazy like it will be when I get back. But it's good to be back. It's good to start feeling myself again, and it's good to be in this room, my purple walls, which probably are going to change because my brain has been brainstorming. So I'm hoping that these first 3 weeks of downtime have really been about focus on healing. It was like, listen, it was crisis mode. There was no time to be like, oh yeah, now I'm going to do some extra work. Listen, I am shocked. I am amazed that like somehow my intuition knew, hey, get 5 videos already, batch up, ready to load up. And I am so surprised I didn't miss a day, because I mean, I wasn't even thinking straight. And I wasn't even on meds. It was just so much pain and discomfort and disbelief and shock and having to depend on people and not having like service with a smile and having to work through my own stuff that I don't want to ask for people for help. But yeah, I am in this position where I must ask for people. And then if I'm asking you for help, why are you making it harder on me by not like smiling and by huffing or, by being tired yourself or exhausted yourself or whatever? Clearly Chris was so exhausted, he got himself sick, not got himself sick, but got sick because he was so worn down. He wasn't taking care of himself because he was so busy taking care of me. So now he is back, and it's pretty cool because it's just like he's helping with some of those things like laundry, crazy. I mean, some things you're just like, it just is what it is. But it's nice to have that extra set of hands, and it's really nice to have that partner back and like not be alone all the time. So I'm excited for that. And, my kids have been great. Like, I mean, last night they were making me pancakes at 11:30 at night. I was like, I want pancakes, and so my oldest son's been making me pancakes like 3 days in a row. I don't know why. Something about the pancakes has been my like sweet treat. I sprinkle on some chocolate chips and I have some whipped cream and syrup. And right now it's all about loading up on the calories, using all that energy to heal. I'm not worrying about what I eat. I'm not worrying about what time I eat. I'm not worrying about if I'm showering cold or not. Listen, it is bare minimums. Eat whatever, I try to eat nutritious as well, eating all the red meat, eating the green veggies. I'm doing it all. Give me my dang pancakes or ice cream or whatever it is I need for my treats. Or want. I don't know, it's not necessarily need, but maybe it is. Maybe it is. But I'm really excited to be back. So I say all this to say, obviously I say all my stories because here I am on my monologue. You're not here with me, and I'd love to hear yours. But I want you to understand that I come on here and I'm honest and vulnerable, and I struggle. And there are some days that I can't. Like, there were some days that I When I'm rewatching my videos right now, it's right when I came home from my cruise, when I was at like the peak of my height of happy, to like when Chris left. And it was just like the thing. And I'm kind of into like, I'm kind of getting a little nervous myself to have to relive that, right? And I know there's going to be a lot of insight I can see in myself, but it's also a challenge to watch myself go through something really difficult. And so I'm kind of preparing myself for that. And it's just interesting how sometimes synchronicity is at work. Cause like my son was talking about something, my daughter talked about something. Oh, it was about going on a cruise. And then literally I was like, my film that I watched yesterday was just about me coming home from my cruise. And I was looking at myself and I'm like, man, she's glowing. Man, her arms look skinny. Like I was like, shoot, man, I'm filling up in the arms. Oh, it must be all the arm work I'm doing, right? Lifting up or something. But like, it was really fun to watch myself glow and look really happy. Like I could see my glow up. I could see why people on the cruise were like, you're just so happy. Like, I love your energy. It's infectious. Like, what's your secret? Like, I would get stalked all the time on there. And I felt like I was just me. And it was like one of these first times. And now my dad was there and his wife's family. And like I said, I bobbed and weaved out of them. I didn't just do what they wanted. In the previous versions of me would have sat in a casino with them, would have sat at every dinner with them, would have, not indulged my desires, would have felt guilty for not being with them every minute of the day. And this was the opposite. I was just free. I knew I had to check in, not had to, but I would check in and have dinner with them, which I enjoyed, I wanted to do. But I also, like, at times when it was a struggle, I left. Like, it was during a dinner that, right before the dinner when Chris was like, I'm moving out and I'm taking our oldest son. And I was just like gutted. Like here he was having, the last night of my time on the cruise. And suddenly my wheels start spinning about how, oh my God, I have to financially provide for this family. He's not going to help with anything. Like this is like real. I'm coming home to a totally different scenario than when I left. And there was hope in it, but there was also like so much fear. And I never would have imagined at that point that there would have been this reconciliation and he would have been here. But I'm also so grateful for it. Like he was a huge, tremendous support for me during this surgery. And I know it wasn't always perfect. And I know I want everybody to be perfect, right? But I really do have like a deep appreciation when somebody shows up for me or shows out for me. Like you are in my circle forever. And it doesn't have to be big. Like it can be a text. It could be a card. It could be, you're really here. And he really did. He really did show up. And it is also noted when you don't. And not that everybody shows up and does things differently, right? But I know it's like, I see you. Like I was struggling with our bills and my son has won money from his thing. And I was just like, Dylan, I don't have enough. Like, I just don't have enough. And he's like, take it. Like, just take it all. Like, without a blink of an eye, not like, will you pay me back? Not a hesitation. He's like, take it. And so now there's like a big joke where I'm like, can you go do the dishes? He's like, I'm paying the bills around here. I am not doing the dishes. And I was like, listen, go dang, do the dishes. And then I laugh. I was like, it's true, and not that I don't know what the answer would have been with anybody else, but the fact that he did that, like, will always sit in my heart, like, and be like, wow, you did that. Like, that was huge. Because not only were you helping me, you were helping yourself in a sense, but you were also helping your siblings. And I just want to give that back in tenfold. When somebody is so kind with me with their words or things, I've always said this before, like, like you imagine, on occasion I'll play the lottery when it gets up to $1 billion. I'm like, heck, why not? I got my, I'll throw $1 or maybe $5 at it. And I was like, you never know, right? You can't win if you don't play. So, whatever. So I'll throw something out, which statistically I probably should do the other ones versus this one, but whatever. Anyways, I don't want the FOMO, the hype, what if it was my chance? So I buy one. And you daydream, right? You buy the ticket and then there's like the daydream. Like, what would I do if I really won? And it's like, I always go back. The first thing I think about, it's never like, oh, I'm going to go buy this house. I'm going to buy this yacht. I'm going to go on this trip. The first thing I think about is the people in my life that have given to me. I think about my therapist who has a tremendous, started in a room. Like it was her and I in a room with a sound machine in the hallway. And, you know, we would talk about business and things like that. And I don't know if I was part of her spark, but she often talked about like business and growing and things like that with me. And she's grown her business to not only one practice, but 2 practices in 2 different states, many, many therapists under her wings, you know, so much so that she's not even like a full-time therapist anymore. She only has like her, you know, certain faves, I'm going to say, you know, clients, you know, us probably easy ones. And, you know, and I always want to give back to her. Like it just, she's like one of the first ones I think about. I think about Javier, my dance instructor, who has unlocked this part of me that I never even knew existed, and that continuously shares his energy with us. And I'd love to share and make his life a little bit easier. You know, it's those things, those people, and I'm not saying that there aren't other people very well deserving, but that's the first thing I think about before I ever even think about going on a big family trip or, you know, buying a private island, whatever it is. I think about helping others. That is who I am at my nature. And what is it? I want to help you with what I can. And what is it I have? I have resources and knowledge. That's what my life has given to me. I'm like a good cheerleader. Like my son was listening to something and it was like some lady like, woo, woo, you know, like all these things. And I can't see what it is. I said, I want you to know, if you ever want to know what I look like in the dance class, it's probably whatever that lady is doing. Cause he was like, oh my gosh. She's like, yeah, she was just surprising her family with like a trip on a cruise. And so they were dancing around the living room. She's like, woo, woo, you know, like, and I was like, that is me in a dance class. It's just, I'm so grateful to be able to move my body. I'm so proud of myself for making the choice to go into a gym. And to be able to embrace who I am in there and just let it all out. And so I really challenge you to find the things and the people that help support you in your journey to make you proud. Not everyone's going to get it. And especially in the beginning, it's really hard. And you're going to say goodbye to a lot of people and it's going to hurt. It's going to break your heart. And even when you're healed, it will still hurt. I still miss my sister. I still miss my brother. I sent my sister a text because Colby Calais is like one of her favorite musicians and she's coming to our Alameda County Fairgrounds. And I was like, just in case you're in California, of course she didn't answer. But then when you also have this like brush with death, like you think about these people in your life or not in your life, and you think about who you would love to be in your life again and who are not. And so, yeah, you can have a mourning, you can have a time in which it's sad and your heart hurts and it breaks. And then, you know, you move on and you're happy in those moments that you also have other people who are there in your life, who do, you know, show up for you, who you do show up for. It's very mutual and loving, and they accept this version of you and they accept the other versions of you as well. And so, you know, I say all this to say, I'm so grateful for you. I'm so proud of you for tuning in and for exploring and searching to find who you are in this quest to make yourself proud. Like, I'm so proud of you. Like, give yourself a big ol' round of applause. And today, I am going to ask you to once again look in that mirror, pull down the visor, you know, flip that phone around, give yourself a big smile. Like, yes, do it. Like right now. I want you to just freaking go do it. Give yourself a smile. Open up that like little makeup mirror, you know, whatever you got, your reflection when you're walking by a building. Give yourself a smile. First off, just smile at yourself. When was the last time you did that? Except for when I told you to, right? Like, give yourself a big smile. You are beautiful. You are unique. You are amazing. You have so many gifts to share with us all. You are perfect. And then I would love for you to do this. Please, please, please. I know it sounds silly. Give yourself a compliment. No one else can hear you, but I want you to say it out loud. No silence like me. No. Say it out loud and say it proud. Today, I'm going to say, I am so proud of you, Natasha, for having made the choice and having the availability, because my daughter's been sleeping in here, to film in your filming spot. Like, I feel more alive here. Like, I feel me. Like, yeah, I got this. I am back when I am here. So I'm so proud of being able to do that today and taking that leap and having that 1% better than I was yesterday. And then I would love you to do this. And I've did it a few times today. I would love, love, love for you to go out there and give somebody else a big smile. Give them a smile. Give them a big old cheesy one. Give them a smile. If you can't, you don't want to do a cheesy, that isn't your thing, give them a smirk. I don't care. Give them a smile. Give somebody a compliment. Like I say, okay, you don't leave the house perhaps. Maybe you're working remotely today. Maybe you're sick. You can hop online, on a social media, on a YouTube, give somebody a comment, give them a compliment. Hey, thank you for sharing your time. Thank you for sharing your energy. Thank you for sharing your gifts. Give somebody else a compliment. I like your hair, whatever it may be. It could be physical. It could be a something else that you can't see. Give somebody else a compliment. You are part of their glow up journey just as much as they are a part of yours. And it's so much more beautiful of a place when we are sharing compliments versus criticisms. So please go out there today and share a compliment with somebody else and just watch how they glow up. So thank you for tuning in today. I'm so proud of you. Bye.